I smelled the coal smoke before I opened my eyes. For a moment, I was 8 again, sitting by the stove in my grandfather's shop where he repaired motors. "Hannah, what's the piston firing order of a small block Chevrolet?" He'd ask, and I'd recite, 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. He'd laugh and toss me a snack-size Hershey bar from his toolbox. But now, the lurching and pitching. Where was I? Opening my eyes took effort. My head felt leaden, leaning against something cool and smooth. The scenery outside blurred past, lush green mountains under a clear blue sky. A train? My thoughts felt like they were wading through fog. "I want my mama," a small voice whimpered. I turned sluggishly to the seat across from me. A girl of about 4 lay there, sucking her thumb, her face pale and drowsy. She looked familiar, but my memory wouldn't cooperate. A woman in a bright blue uniform knelt beside her. "It's okay, sweetie. You'll see your mama soon." I tried to get her attention, but she turned, and I gasped. Her eyes were black as coal. I blinked, and the black was gone, replaced by concerned sky blue eyes. "Are you okay?" she asked. "My head," I managed. "It's probably the smoke from the train," she said, before moving briskly down the aisle. Someone groaned beside me. A blond guy about my age was slumped forward. He turned and squinted at me. "Jake," I whispered. He frowned. "I am Jake," he said, like he'd just realized it. "What? I don't know," I interrupted. My head throbbed as a memory surfaced. Jake, wearing a number 7 jersey, helping me with my locker. His baseball cap always backward, the Red Sox logo prominent. Jake groaned and struggled to his feet. "I'm gonna be sick." He made it halfway down the aisle before the woman in blue intercepted him. "Please return to your seat," she said cheerfully. "Restroom," he muttered. "I'm sick." "It will pass," she insisted, trying to guide him back, but he shrugged her off and stumbled to a door at the end of the car. When he emerged minutes later, pale and red-eyed, she was waiting. He turned toward another door, but she blocked him, panicked. "Stop. You can't go in there." Jake lifted his hands in surrender, hurting himself back to the seat beside me. "Where are we?" he demanded. "Where are we going?" She retreated, whispering with another man in blue at the front of the car. Jake leaned toward me. "What's going on?" His voice was low, urgent. "I can't remember anything. My head hurts like hell." "Mine too," I said. "Were we drugged?" He scanned the car, taking in the other passengers, many of whom were slumped in their seats. "These kids. They're from our school." And he nodded at the little girl across from us. "She's from the daycare next to our detention room." The girl's name surfaced in my foggy brain. "Allie. Mrs. Campbell's daughter." A crackling voice over the intercom announced, "Approaching stop 105. All passengers remain seated unless directed otherwise. Only those with tickets for stop 105 may disembark." "Do you have a ticket?" Jake asked. Before I could answer, the blue uniformed workers marched down the aisle, snapping the blinds shut over every window. Jake tried to stop them from closing hours. "Leave it open," he said. The man ignored him, and when Jake reached to reopen it, the man grabbed his wrist. "Don't touch that," he warned. For a fleeting moment, his eyes flashed black. "There are things on this journey you do not wish to see. Stop 105 holds many of them." Jake let go, his hand trembling. "Did you see that?" he whispered. "His eyes?" "Yes," I breathed. "And hers were the same earlier." I thought I imagined it. The train screeched to a halt. The woman in blue announced with forced cheer, "No one in this car is disembarking at stop 105. Perhaps you should close your eyes and nap. It will help the time pass." She tucked a blanket around me. Jake refused the one she offered him. "Stay awake," he hissed when I started to doze. The train jolted forward again, and howls echoed outside. They sounded like wolves, or worse. Jake reached across me and yanked the shade open. What had been sunny and green moments ago was now dark and barren. Shadows shifted between skeletal trees. Yellow eyes blinked in the distance, then surged toward us. Something slammed against the glass, and I screamed. A scraggly black form with glowing eyes clawed at the window before the man in blue yanked the shade down. "I told you not to touch that," he snapped. "Stop 109 is worse. Follow the rules if you want to make it to stop 110. When the train slowed for stop 109, Jake acted fast, dragging me down the aisle before the workers could react. He flung the door open, and hand in hand, we jumped into the unknown. I woke to the sterile smell of disinfectant. My chest rose and fell beneath the rhythm of an oxygen mask. A warm hand gripped mine. "Hannah?" My mom's tear-streaked face swam into view. "You're awake. Thank God." "What happened?" My voice was hoarse. "There was a carbon monoxide leak at your school," she explained. "You and a boy made it outside before collapsing. That's why you survived." "Jake?" I croaked. "He's okay," she said. "He's been asking for you." She left, and moments later, Jake wheeled into the room, a Red Sox cap perched backward on his head. "Hey, you," he said with a grin. "You scared me." I smiled weakly. "I dreamed about you. We were on a train. There were black-eyed workers and..." I trailed off, embarrassed. "It sounds crazy." Jake's face turned pale. He removed his cap, running a hand through his hair. Something fell from the brim, fluttering onto the bed. A yellow ticket. It read, "Stop 115."